There is a scene that plays out in your life over and over again. It might happen at a holiday dinner table, during a phone call with a parent, or in a tense text exchange with a sibling. The subject matter changes, but the feeling is identical. A familiar dread, a tightening in your chest. You know exactly how it will unfold. The accusations, the defenses, the tears, the resentful silence that follows. You've spent hours, perhaps years, analyzing these conflicts. You tell yourself, the fight is about money, about politics, about your career choices, or how you're raising your children. You believe that if you could just find the right words, the perfect logical argument, you could finally resolve it. You are profoundly mistaken. The fight is never about the topic. The topic is just the stage. The real conflict is a psychological game, a deeply ingrained script with hidden rules that you and everyone in your family learned to perform long before you could consciously object. You are an actor in a play you never auditioned for, and today, you will finally see the script. The architect who first exposed this hidden theater of the mind was the brilliant psychiatrist Berne. He proposed that beneath our adult conversations, we are constantly engaging in lightning-fast, unconscious transactions. And in our most dysfunctional moments, these transactions form games, not games for fun, but games played to reinforce our deepest, often most painful beliefs about ourselves and the world. Berne identified a cast of 3 core characters in the most common and destructive of these games: the victim, the persecutor, and the rescuer. This isn't just a theory. This is the invisible architecture of your family's suffering. The first question any rational mind asks is why? Why would we willingly participate in games that cause us so much pain? The answer is one of psychology's most uncomfortable truths, because even a painful, predictable script feels safer to our unconscious mind than the terrifying freedom of authentic interaction. These games provide a perverse payoff. They give structure to our existence. They confirm our secret biases, that the world is unfair, that people always let us down, that we are the only ones who can hold it all together. They are a powerful, intricate defense mechanism to avoid true vulnerability. To play the game is to know your lines. To step off the stage is to be terrifyingly unscripted. To break the spell, you must first learn to name the incantations. You must learn to recognize the masks the players wear. First, consider the victim. The victim's anthem is poor me. They see life through a lens of oppression and helplessness. They believe they are at the mercy of cruel people and an uncaring universe. In the family drama, this is the person who sighs heavily, who speaks of their burdens constantly, who seems to collect injustices. Their power lies in their powerlessness. Their complaining is not a search for solutions. It is a bid for a rescuer. They avoid responsibility at all costs, because if they were to admit they have agency, their entire identity as the one who is wronged would collapse. Their hidden goal is to manipulate someone, anyone, into carrying the weight of their own life. Then there's the persecutor. The persecutor's war cry is "It's all your fault." This is the critic, the blamer, the one who points the finger with righteous indignation. They are masters of setting impossibly high standards and then expressing bitter disappointment when they are not met. The persecutor attacks the victim for their weakness. creating a dynamic of dominance and control. But this aggression is a fortress built to hide a profound inner fragility. Their greatest fear is their own inadequacy. By focusing all their energy on the flaws of others, they never have to face the emptiness or fear within themselves. Blame is their shield. And finally, the most deceptive role, the rescuer. The rescuer's motto is, "Let me help you." On the surface, they are the noble ones, the martyrs, the selfless helpers. They rush in with unsolicited advice, pay the bills the victim can't manage, and clean up the messes the other two leave behind. But the rescue is not pure. It is a transaction. By helping, they keep the victim dependent and helpless. They steal the victim's opportunity to learn, to grow, to solve their own problems. The rescuer's hidden goal is to feel needed, to feel morally superior. Their identity is built on being the good one, and this allows them to conveniently ignore their own problems, their own unfulfilled lives, under the noble guise of caring for others now. Here is the most insidious part of the game. The roles are not static. They are fluid, constantly shifting to keep the drama alive. The rescuer, after repeatedly saving the victim to no avail, becomes exhausted and frustrated. They lash out. "After all I've done for you, you're still a mess." In that moment, the rescuer transforms into the persecutor. The victim, feeling unjustly attacked, might then retaliate. "I never asked for your help. You always have to control everything." And now the victim has become the persecutor. The game resets. The players switch masks, but the energy of the drama remains, a toxic vortex that drains everyone involved. This constant rotation is what guarantees that no one ever wins, and no one ever has to leave. So what is the real cost of a lifetime spent on this stage? It is not just a few unpleasant holidays. It is the slow, quiet poison of resentment that erodes the possibility of love. It is the profound personal stagnation that comes from never moving beyond your assigned role. You, the eternal rescuer, never learned to build your own life. You, the perpetual victim, never discover your own strength. You, the constant persecutor, never find your own peace. And the ultimate tragedy is this: you will pass this legacy of dysfunction on. You will unconsciously seek out partners and friends who play the other roles. And you will teach this very game to your own children, handing down the script to the next generation. But what if you could refuse? What if you could simply walk off the stage? The only way to win the game is to stop playing. This requires a radical shift in your internal posture. It means moving from the drama triangle to what some call the empowerment dynamic, or the winner's triangle. It is a conscious choice to trade your role for your reality. The victim must become the creator. A creator stops focusing on the problem and starts focusing on the desired outcome. They ask, "What do I want? And what is one small step I can take toward that right now?" They trade the currency of pity for the power of choice. They accept that while they cannot control others, they are the sole authority over their own response. The persecutor must become the challenger. A challenger holds others accountable, but without blame or shame. Instead of "it's your fault," they say, "I trust you can handle this. What is your plan?" They use their strength not to dominate, but to encourage growth. They set firm, clear boundaries, not as punishment, but as an act of self-respect and a sign of respect for the other's ability to be responsible. And the rescuer must become the coach. A coach does not provide the answers or do the work for others. A coach asks powerful questions. What have you tried so far? What are your options? What do you need to learn to solve this? A coach empowers others by believing in their inherent capability, even when they don't believe in it themselves. They understand that true help is not removing the struggle, but supporting the person through it. Be warned. When you stop reading your lines, the other actors on stage will become confused, then angry. They will do everything in their power to pull you back into your old role. If you stop being the rescuer, the victim will accuse you of not caring, effectively trying to cast you as a persecutor. If you stop being a victim, the persecutor will feel their source of control slipping and may attack you with even more ferocity. This is the test. Your commitment to your own psychological freedom will be measured by your ability to withstand this pressure, to hold your new center while the old storm rages around you. This journey is not about fixing your family. It is about architecting your own soul. It is about refusing to participate in a drama that serves no one, and instead choosing to engage in authentic relationships built on responsibility, respect, and trust. You are breaking a generational chain, and this act requires immense courage. But the freedom that awaits you on the other side is immeasurable. It is the freedom to be yourself, not the role you were assigned. It is the quiet, unshakable peace of psychological autonomy. If these explorations into the architecture of your mind resonate with you, ensure you subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss our future deep dives. We invite you now to reflect. Which role in the drama triangle do you recognize most in your life? And what is one small step you can commit to taking this week to shift into your empowered role as a creator, challenger, or coach? Share your commitment in the comments below. Your journey can inspire others. Your family gave you the script. You decide whether you'll keep performing it. Choose wisely.